Upon reviewing both codes, both versions of this text processing, I realized that they're actually both similar. However, one is just much better done. I firstly reviewed this one, and then I went into this one. Starting with clarity, this is lacking a lot of clarity. As you can see, the variable types and the variables themselves are just not named, which made this actually very hard to read. And to be honest, at the very start around here, it's very easy to comprehend, but when it gets to loop logic, it becomes very complicated. Like looking at this without no comments, it's just it's very hard. And whereas here, the variables are named. When you can spot them here, the variable line is named and the type is defined. Obviously, that's going to prevent errors, but most of all, it's very nice to read. The code is very clear on the side, um, and it's just not clear on this side. When it comes to maintainability, honestly, looking at both of them, this code in general is just better. So it will be easier to maintain because you can understand it. Um, this comments and just the whole structure is very clear, so it's easy to maintain. However, it still lacks methods. So if you were to add new data into it, it take you extra steps. So it's actually not that easy to maintain. This is basically the same thing, really, but just harder because everything's so badly defined. So the whole maintenance process will be even harder on this side. Um, when it comes to extending the code, um, this code here on the left side kind of feels impossible to extend in a sense because if you look at all these variables, unless you wrote them, you'd spend so much time trying to figure out what is what. So that would make it very hard to not maintain, extend, um, which means adding new code. Whereas here, everything's very clear. So if you wanted to add just, I don't know, another variable, another dictionary key, you could just do that because you know what everything is. Error handling, this has no error handling at all. It's very fragile. Anything goes wrong, you throw the program will basically crash. Here, it's very limited. There's always if statements which will always return a value. For example, here, if the file doesn't open, it will return a message. However, sometimes programs just crash, so the error handling could also have been deeper here. So that's something to improve here, and also try to catch over the whole code. Always is always something nice to do. In terms of OOP principles, none of the codes have any. Um, and to be fair, both of them could have some, especially the dictionary method, because by encapsulating it, you could literally prevent people from just modifying the dictionary. So that would be something good to add for both of these codes. In terms of functionality, both of them will probably work. I've not actually completely tested them, but from looking at it, the logic does make sense on both the codes, even on this one, which took a lot of time to figure out. But they both look like they will print out what they're supposed to do. The only difference will be this will be ordered. The output will be ordered here, whereas the output will just come out here. Um, yeah, overall, both codes are good. This is very complete. The only thing I would say is just add methods and more error handling and OOP concepts if you want to. And here, I just try to make it like this. If anything, just better structure first, and then you go from there.